are you doing today?
Hi there, good afternoon. I'm fine, thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me here at this practice.
Very good. Would you like to tell them about yourself?
Yeah, sure, happy to do so. So I'll give a bit of background to myself. My name is Mohit, and I came from London, UK, to this wonderful practice here. And yeah, it's a very nice environment. I love the professional staff here, and I'm looking forward to telling you about it.
Right. How do you find out about this place from your family, friends, or?
Yes, interesting question, because obviously I'm based in London, UK,
Yeah.
and the practice is based in New Delhi in India, and it is a very big distance. So how did I find out about it? I done research, I looked on the internet, there is plenty of information about dental practice. I looked at people's past reviews and read about them. They had a wonderful experience here. They mentioned that the staff are very professional, they carry out services very well, and they're very knowledgeable here. We have a main lead doctor here, she's very knowledgeable, she knows what she's doing, and I felt very comfortable about this, because we have to understand that for me this is a new environment, and it's my first time here, so I'm looking for someone who's going to make me comfortable, very professional, and that knows what they're doing. So yeah, looked on the internet and reached out to people who have been here previously, asked them for their reviews, recommendation, and their over experience, and I was very happy about that.
Alright. I can't still sharing what problems you're facing and what treatment you've went for.
Yes, so the problem I'm facing, so it has been a long-term problem, and I've tried many different alternatives. So I'll give a quick background on the problem. So on my sort of back and shoulders, the upper blade, I've had a slightly severe acne on there, and this was going about 8-9 years ago previously, and that's when it all started. It progressively got slightly worse because there was multiple environmental factors and also genetical factors which play a part to it. However, after doing a bit of research, taking different antibiotics, oral medication, nothing really worked, and I wasn't really satisfied and impressed with the medication from over the counter. So I did a bit of research over the years, looked at what options are available to me, and yeah, decided to hop along with this practice here. So there has been, like I mentioned, the severe acne which has reduced, but it has left severe marks on my back. So there have been slight black marks left on my back, acne has stopped, and also there has been a lot of hair growth. I am obviously an individual who has very, very coarse hair, and that being said, I wanted to sort of remove the hair via laser therapy there, and once the laser is done, the idea would be that the acne will be reducing, and the black dots should sort of remove. And that is of course what the lead doctor has mentioned to me. So I think that was the problem I faced. And what treatments did I decide to obtain here? That is the biggest question. So the doctor here, she came and had an initial consultation with me. We sat down, we had a discussion about 45 minutes, very welcoming, very warm. And she told me, right, what the problem was. Once I showed it to her, I showed her the back, and she done a diagnosis to it. And she just told me the options are available. So PRP treatment, that is, we looked at that. We looked at the diode laser as well, and how that will be used. And just combine both these treatments together, she really helped me sort of discuss what solution is going forward. She did mention the drawbacks to it, because everything has a drawback, and we have to be fully transparent here. The skin won't be back to original like it was day one, because nothing can be returned back to original state. But there was a big improvement, she said, that can be obtained, which is what I was looking forward to. So yeah, we had that consultation, and then she booked me in the diary the very next day. We did a few skin sampling tests to see that there was no allergic reaction, and we took a few blood samples just to make sure everything was compliant, and it was very, very sort of a smooth process to get me introduced into it. I think the next natural question would be,
what was the experience?
yes, what would be my experience? The experience was amazing here, so yes, we jumped into the treatment. I think it was about 4 or 5 PRP sessions with a gap of about 3 to 4 weeks. That's what she allowed me to do, and simultaneously we did a diode laser on my upper back as well. Again, a gap of about 4 weeks, and a good amount of space is always required. And she mentioned that there was also been a recovery period, a healing period. She gave the necessary ointments as well, and also the necessary gels to apply on the skin surface to help with the recovery process. But overall, during the treatment phase, during those times that I had the PRP and the laser, amazing experience I had, very professional staff, they made me very comfortable. They had a room, a very private room there, where they took me into. Of course, plenty of beverages were provided, so that's always good to have there. But I think everyone's very welcoming. They were both male and female staff, so depending on what my option was, who I liked to have perform the treatment, yeah, they carried it out. The treatment wasn't painful, and it was very smooth, very comfortable, very calming treatment. And the doctor continuously reassured me that as lead doctor that I will remain calm, and yeah, everything went very nicely as expected. And one thing I would also say is that it wasn't just a case of me doing the treatment and going home the very same day. The doctor continuously stayed in touch. She gave me continuous phone calls, asked her on my whole experience, how am I doing, how's the recovery looking like, and she gave me a few suggestions when I wasn't feeling too right at my home, and what I could do to improve it, and it successfully worked. There was a case where the doctor sort of popped by, ran to my house, and yeah, just asked if everything was fine, going smooth. So it's a continuous communication, a contact point, which is very important. I think if you look at a lot of the competitors in the industry, they're really sort of interested in getting the treatment, getting the money in, obviously, and then sort of letting the client go, not really building a relationship. Because after all, I'm not just here for one-time treatment, I'm looking forward to coming here again next time as well.
Would you like to recommend this place to friends and family?
Amazing, yes, of course. I would love to recommend this place to everyone who would like any types of therapies. I believe they have multiple therapies, not just sort of the dial, the laser dial, the ERP. There's all sorts of cosmetic surgery therapies here available. It's just up to you really. Come here, have a conversation with the doctor. She will give her advice, and it's not a biased advice. I would say she's fully in your interest, and of course the rates are very reasonable here, in line with market rates, in the multiple packages which she can provide as well. But that's for you to have a conversation with her. But yeah, overall recommendation, I would recommend everyone here. 5 out of 5 services here, and yeah, just sort of Google them online. I mean, I'm sure there will be a link provided, and come over and have a conversation. Also, if you are based overseas like I was, she also has initial phone call consultation with yourself as well. She can do the video call there as well, if you want to sort of see how she is, how the sort of diagnosis is, and that really saves you from having to travel overseas to Delhi. Of course, there is an 8-hour flight, but I think it makes sense to only do that once you're happy and comfortable with everything she provides as a package. So I think everything is very good here.
Well, it was nice having you here.
Yeah. Thank you very much as well for having me here, and thank you very much for
Thank you.